Now this is the other half of the two that came in the same box. This one here, 39 to 50 Chrysler 8-cylinder. And again, this is for a heat shield. Neat little rabbit ears. And then when I mentioned earlier about the numbers usually being stamped on the flange, well, this one didn't have any numbers stamped on it. But Carter usually puts an MO number. I don't know if I'll be able to get it on the camera or not. Right in here it says MO 696, and we take that number and we check in our books, and we have a listing for all the MO numbers. Now the customer didn't tell me what this fit, but taking that MO number, crossing it into what the number that Carter assigned it, which is the M772S. Now I was able to tell exactly what this thing fit, and I can make sure that everything is right on it. So let's get to it. We're going to mark the location for the inlet and outlet. That way it goes back on the exact same way you take it apart. Draw a picture of it, take a picture of it, mark between the body and this casting and also the top casting, because you can put it on wrong. Actually it goes either right or wrong, but it can be screwed up. So just mark it. Now we're going to take out, this has got 8 screws in it, so we're going to take all these 8 screws out. Okay, the last screw. And now, as you can see, it's stuck, so we got to get it apart. Take a putty knife, try to get as close to the between the two pieces as you can, and a few taps will free it up. Alright, 9 taps. There's your inlet and outlet valves. Oh, these are going to be fun. Remove these 2 screws and it'll separate these 2 halves. Okay, so we're going to set this aside because that didn't come out very easy. As you can tell, this has sat around for a while. Remove this spring. Be careful, you don't want to drop your screwdriver. Be careful with that spring, as it'll take off. Now, inside of here, there's a little clip. And we want to take that out of there. It's there to, in the event that this plug comes out, and the pin will slide out. We want to get these 2 things out of the way. You got to remove this side plug. It's right in line with the arm. Get a chisel, a few taps, and it'll come up. Now we gotta figure out how we're gonna get that pin to slide out that hole, because there's an awful lot of dirt and grime in there. Well, we're gonna have to spray it and soak it for a while and see if we can't get that pin out of there. Well, I got it out, and it was no easy task. As you can see, it's bent. But once that's out of there, that's rare. That's the first one I've come across. Hold a little pressure on the arm, on the diaphragm, and the arm will slide right out. Then get something underneath and give it a quick snap. And there's your diaphragm. And this is ready for the bead blasting tank, along with the arm. And I think we're going to wash this out first. Got the other screw out of this. A few taps on the top and it'll come apart. Is your pulsator diaphragm. We'll stick these screws back in here so that they'll get cleaned up. Carter, for some reason, decided to put a screen inside the pump. Just for the life of me, I haven't figured out why. These valves are pretty difficult to get out of here. What I do is I take my screwdriver, put it right in here, and tap on those three sides, and it'll knock that washer out of there, or that seat. We'll see how it works. Almost. That's your valve. As you can see, it's been in there for a while. That's the spring that made that ring. That little spring, I can't see it. That little spring right there or that, oops, and that's the seat for the valve. We're going to do the same thing to these two. Knock them out of there. Well, everything's been all cleaned up. Remember when I started this, I was telling you the number stamped, usually stamped around the outside, and I had to get to this number, to another number. Well, not until I was cleaning it with the glass feeder did I notice M772S. That's the number that I crossed everything to. Very lightly stamped into this. So you never know where it's going to be. Okay, let's get this back together. Set your diaphragm in, get your arm. You push this down, you can see that the top of that diaphragm, pull rod, that's what you're trying to slide that into. It's very easy to do. Slide the pin in. Then push it all the way in. You can see, if you want, you can put that clip back in there. I don't bother because I know this plug that I'm putting in here is not going to fall out. plugs in. Don't forget to put the spring back in. On to the valves. It's fairly easy to do. Drop the spring in. These come in a kit. You drop that in. After you reface this, just run it back and forth on a file. Set it on there and press it back in. Spring, valve plate, seat, just be careful when you're taking it apart that you don't knock out that triangle thing. That casting has got to stay there. Pulsator diaphragm you want to block this section off, as we want the fuel to come up and get forced out through there after it hits this. And we got to get that little fiber out of there. Try not to drop that. Remember where your marks were. Line up the two screws and screw them in. Try to bring these down even. Just when one touches, bring the other one down and go all the way with it. Good and tight. You should be able to blow air in. This is the inlet. Blow air in, and you shouldn't be able to pull any air out. The out, you should be able to pull the air out and not blow any air in. And that worked on that one. Time to assemble this. Put your fuel section back on. Okay, we want to put two screws through the casting and then through the holes in the diaphragm. It can be a little tricky because there's not a lot of room in there. Now some of these Carter diaphragms, the holes don't line up. And what you have to do is get in here with like a popsicle stick and push the diaphragm in, or grab the arm and pull the arm up, and what that usually does is pull the diaphragm down inside and it actually shrinks the diameter. This particular one doesn't need either one of those things. There's not a lot of throw in this, and not a lot of travel, I should say, in the arm. So you want to get these down just so that this is still loose. Get some leverage. Pull that arm up till it stops. Then tighten down 4 of the screws. You want to tighten down the 4 that are opposite each other. One up the top, one down the bottom, one on each side. And that's enough to keep the diaphragm from pulling back inside. By doing this, you're preloading the diaphragm, making it last. It keeps from making the diaphragm stretch, and it makes it last. I've had instances where the customer says he's got too much, he rebuilt it and he's got too much pressure. Well, by not preloading it, that'll give you that. It'll give you a high pressure. Now with all the screws tightened down, you can do a quick test. Grab the arm, block off the inlet, try lifting that arm up. It won't go. Block off the outlet and let the arm go. You'll see it, feel it pushing. Well, we got to put these two. Oh, I think I just dropped the lock washer. But anyway, going to put these 2 studs in, put a gasket on it, and it's ready to go. If you need a kit, you'd like to do this at home, following this video, get the number off your pump. If it's not exactly like this, the number will be stamped in here. I'll give them that number there, that MO number, and it'll help along with the application. They'll be able to get you a kit. You can call the store 781-335-8860. Give the counterman the information. He'll get you all squared away and get a kit out to you. And then just refer back to this video, and remember, don't skip any steps or your pump won't work. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped. Got any questions? Post them in the comment section. Hit that little like bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.